The Walt Disney World Resort is faced with a dilemma it's never had before. Epic Universe is on the way, now just a month away from its brand new debut. And Disney has nothing that they can do to stop it. It's so great, so amazing that influencers are continuing to break down in tears of joy at the thought of taking their girls and boys, their sons and daughters, their wives, their families to experience the joy that Universal Studios has built. Today we'll tell you what you can expect out of the theme park like no other. Hello, folks, and happy Good Friday. It is Easter weekend, and I know so many of you out there are going to be taking kiddos to chase around those Easter eggs, and you're going to bite into chocolate bunnies, which, yes, that's a little weird. I'm going to tell you, the fact that we bite off the ears of chocolate bunnies for Easter. I don't know who came up with that, but it's sadistic. What? Quit it, folks. Quit it. Leave the chocolate bunnies alone. No. Just don't eat the peeps. Ron E. Bradley would never eat a peep because he knows they're nasty. Ron, how are you?
I'm very good today. Little exhausted, honestly, but quite good.
That's right. Folks, let us know in the comments down below. Are you a peep eater? We're talking about those little marshmallow chicks. Let us know if you eat them. If so, let me tell you, candy corn makes those things look like, trash. And I'm not a big fan of candy corn, but candy corn is filet mignon compared to a peep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give you some peeps today. We're going to give you some peeps on Epic Universe, the brand new theme park coming out. And it is getting ready to launch, and it is going to absolutely not just launch, but eat the lunch of the Walt Disney Resort. Now, before we get into Walt Disney World Resort, I just want to say this is a part 1 of a part 2 series. And you folks out there can find out far more about what's going on by going over to Follow the Bradleys Fun, where we're going to continue this conversation after the first half. Ron, you have been inside the gates. You have stepped into the land of milk and butterbeer, and we are so excited, to have you here. Ron, is this the Disney killer? Now that you've been in Epic Universe, is this the best theme park in North America?
Yes, it is the best theme park in North America. So hands down. And when we get into this conversation, I will tell you a couple of detractors. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm going to say what is great. But I would say I gave it like 95% great, but the 5% could be adjusted a little bit.
All right, folks, we will come back to what's the 5%, and they have plenty of time to fix things, adjust things, and they have expansion for days. Ron, one thing I want to get out of the way is there's a misconception out there about Epic Universe, what it is, how big it is. It's completely different than any other theme park because when you go into these lands, it's like you're walking into a brand new theme park. Every one of these lands is its own completely immersive experience, unlike anything else. You can't see out of them, basically. I mean, there are some angles you could take to be able to view the hotels or what have you. But for the most part, you are in that world, and there are these different worlds. You walk through portals to go to them. Ron, in terms of the size of these things, whether it's Harry Potter or Isle of Berk or Nintendo World, when you walk into these, how long would it take somebody to truly experience everything top to bottom that's in these worlds?
You could, in fact, literally spend a single day in each one of the lands. I will tell you, my experience, it's going to be hard to talk about. My experience walking into... I don't know why I'm getting emotional right now. This is crazy. My experience.
Hold on, Ron. I'm giving you a virtual hug, buddy. You've seen something amazing. Folks, if you want to know if you should get an Epic Universe ticket, let me tell you, this guy is not a blubber butt. He doesn't cry. He's not an emotional person. If you want to know if you should go to Epic Universe, Ron, I'll hand it back to you. Your thoughts?
There were some very, very emotional moments when I teared up. Now, when you enter the portal for Super Nintendo World, it's like you're going through a pipe. You're Mario. You're going through the pipe, and you emerge from the pipe, and the sight lines come at you like this, and then you emerge.
Hey Ron, let me pause you just for a minute. I need to explain to YouTube something. When Ron E. Bradley says when you come out of the pipe, YouTube, we're referring specifically to a theme park attraction. Nothing else. Hey, YouTube, we're not talking about those kinds of pipes. We're talking about warp pipes. Continue on, Ron. That was a disclaimer for our good friends at YouTube.
You've got But you go through the portal, you come through the pipe, you go out, you emerge into Super Nintendo world, and you're there, you're in it. You're like, and I saw the Mario Land, the Super Nintendo world, Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, Yoshi, Bowser, Bowser's Castle, Princess Peach's castle. It's so overwhelming. And I literally teared up. I couldn't believe that I was tearing up because I'm not nearly. Part of it, the reason I was tearing up is for my son, Xander, who I know is so into this stuff. And when he goes, it's just going to be like amazing.
Tell us about your son, Ron. Why is this going to be amazing for your son?
He's 12. And I was able to, it wouldn't have been as fun for him yesterday because I was trying to get a lot of work done and a lot of video done and all of that, but just to go and enjoy it with him when he goes into the land. I swear he's not going to want to leave. He will want to live there. And you could. I mean, it seems like it's big enough that you could. By the way, it's 2 worlds, Super Nintendo world. You walk in and you see this amazing immersive land, bigger than Galaxy's Edge in Hollywood Studios. And then you get further into it and you realize, oh my gosh, there's another portal. And then it's the Donkey Kong world. And you go into that and it's just about as big. It's crazy. It's nuts. It's and my son Xander, he's 12. He's into Mario Kart. My wife loves Mario Kart, that game. Wow. It's just.
Let me pause you for a minute, Ron. I just want to explain something to the crowd out there that I think is worth. If you want to understand why we cover theme parks, and that's one of the things we do here on this channel, of course. When Ron started to tear up, some of you out there may have thought, "Oh no, not another influencer doing this." Oh no, folks, let me tell you something. When Ron just explained why he teared up, I want you to understand that Ron's a tough guy. I've met Ron personally. Ron is a very tough, what should we say, Ron? You're a muscular fellow. I would not want, if I were the average dude out there, I would not want to take Ron on. Yet, what made Ron tear up? Well, Ron, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it seems to me the idea of joy for your son and experiencing that with him. Folks, that's the sign of a great dad. And that's why you all out there spend the kind of money you do to walk down Main Street and see the castle. Because it's not about the castle. You don't care about the castle. You wouldn't pay to walk down Main Street by yourself, not if you have any sense. But you would pay that kind of money to walk down Main Street with your child and watch them experience something beautiful with you. Because you truly are trying to purchase memories. Ron, Epic Universe, it sounds to me, it's going to do something maybe even grander in scale. And that's why I presume you felt that emotion is the idea of, here's something that my son will never forget when we walk in together. This is going to be something that stays for decades and decades of you and your son. And this is what Epic Universe is offering to families out there, is the opportunity to have meaningful experiences where you go into Nintendo World together as a family. And folks, let me tell you, you all know this, but when you consider what life would be like without your family, when you consider what it would be like if you were lonely, and some of you out there listening might say, man, I can't wait to find that family. That's why these theme parks actually matter and why your vacations matter, because they're the times we come together and we recognize the value in the people who share our homes with us and share our dreams with us. Now, with all of that said, Ron, Nintendo World is an amazing place, but I'm hearing that Isle of Berk is incredible too. And that's not a place that I was expecting, that I would be like, oh, I got to go see How to Train Your Dragon. I mean, it's fine. I like Toothless. But if you had said that's going to be the number one place people are going to be claiming, I said, no way. Yeah. What did you think? How do the other worlds, how do the other lands compare?
You know what? It's so different things for different people, I suppose. But also, if you love all of it like I do, it's all amazing. But I was very unfamiliar with How to Train Your Dragon just a week ago. I knew that there's a live action coming out, so I know I'm like, okay, then it's going to be part of the Epic Universe. Okay, I'm going to watch it. I watched it. I'm like, wow, this is very good movie. I didn't understand why Vikings have a Scottish accent instead of a Norwegian accent, but that's it's a whole other thing. Anyhow, so I'm watching the movie, and then I watched it with my wife again last night. We watched very, very heartwarming, very good movie, very good message. So I go into the land, great, wonderful. I go to meet Hiccup and Toothless, great experience. The other dragon, Star, I can't remember the name, but Astrid came out with her dragon too. The line is long, and it's a meet and greet, so it moves slow. Okay, it was a 50-minute my longest wait of the day was the meet and greet for Hiccup and Toothless. I'm waiting in the line, and we just like during the whole course of my line wait, Astrid and her dragon came out and then went back before we got there. But also, it should be known, Hiccup won't necessarily be there with Toothless. There was another Viking there the whole time until right up when I got my spot, and then he switched places, and I was lucky enough that Hiccup came out. And so I meet Hiccup and Toothless. Now, this was a cool experience for me, but it was not what made me weep. And that was, I went to see the show that I knew nothing about, and they're like, it's a show, it's got flying dragons, go see. I'm like, okay. So go in. Is super impressed by the theater, and I have no idea what I'm in for. And I sit down, and the show starts, and it's a musical. It's a theme park production, very sophisticated, high tech, all of that kind of stuff. And it starts, and they bring this big dragon out on stage, and this is really, really cool. And then there's this moment, and they go up in the sky, and they make the theater part of the sky. I can't tell you how. It's freaking amazing. And you look up, and Hiccup is riding Toothless, comes out of the clouds, down over your head, and literally flies over the audience. And I couldn't help myself. I'm like, this is the most amazing thing I think I've ever seen in a theater. And I understand theater. I worked in theater. I'm a music theater major. I know the tech, all of it, and I know how it's working. But all of that goes away for this magical moment when you see something that you've only been able to see in a movie come to life. And I think kids are going to go just freak when they see this. Toothless coming out of the air, flying literally right over your head. They've done such a great job with all the rigs and whatever they've done technically to get this to happen. But then he goes in and he's flying towards the stage, and so you're part of it. Like you're in the clouds, you're in the sky, and then he goes down and they land safely on in the land in Burke. It's crazy. I can't explain how amazing this show is, and I also love Finding Nemo the musical at Animal Kingdom. That's more musical than this is, but this is a show. It cannot be missed. It cannot be missed, especially if you've ever seen How to Train Your Dragon. If you're a fan of that franchise at all, you cannot miss this show. It was nuts.
Now, Ron, you've convinced people that they might want to consider not going to the Big Blue World and instead going to the world of Burke and Epic Universe. I would say you have really sold this park to me. And folks have said, Pro, why are you not there? Why are you not doing this? Well, folks, you'll remember that we have said before that for myself personally, we try not to take any advanced perks, any early previews, nothing. And that's not against anybody else. It's just because we try very hard that nobody can ever say, well, Pro, you went early. That's why you're saying this. Oh, Pro, you got a special sneak peek. No. And so, Ron, you're very helpful right now because you have the ability to relay to us what's been happening.
Yes, but for the record, I did pay to be there. It was
that's right, and
yeah.
And we don't hold any. And by the way, folks, those who partook in Media Day and all of that, listen, it's great. I'm pleased for everybody. There's just this standard that we've decided. And honestly, I wish we hadn't because of how cool Epic Universe is. This is the one time it's been very difficult. But that said, Ron, you told us that there is a 5% that you would grade this a 95 out of 100. Let's go into the things you think could be better, which I think they can make changes to get there. So what gets them to the 100 mark for you?
First and foremost was there is one smoking area in the park, and it's by the dueling racer.
And this is a huge park, right, Ron? I mean, this is a massive park.
It's a huge park, but the problem with the smoking area is they also put it by what's probably going to be the most popular ride in the park, which is that roller coaster. It's insane, by the way, that roller coaster. The description of the roller coaster is Hulk and Velocicoaster got together, had a baby. This thing was born. It's like their new dueling dragons, but I
was going to say it's like dueling dragons too. Yeah.
And it's insane. It's just a flux capacitor. I was worried I was going to travel through time because there literally is a flux capacitor on the front side of this roller coaster. Getting on it and you strap in and you don't know what you're in for. And there are words I won't say on this program, but
thank you for keeping it PG.
Let's put it this way, just in case. Maybe go ahead and wear the adult diaper.
You're supposed to be telling us what's wrong with the park, and you've been sucked back into telling us how great it is.
Right, but having to go through
area is too close to the roller coaster.
Yeah, so when you go into the roller coaster, the smoking area is kind of like right behind where you enter, and that was not very good placement. And I get that they're trying to satisfy everybody as best they can. I get that. There was another downside, and I can't remember what it was.
They served your butterbeer slightly unchilled. Is that it?
No, I can't remember. I tell you,
you wanted a better steak at the Burning Cauldron or whatever the name of the windmill place is.
Yeah, no, you know what? I had Viking food. I had one of those macaroni and cheese cones that they serve. So they've got like a bread cone, and it was called PB&J. And I'm like, how is it a PB&J with macaroni? That sounds gross, but I got to try it. And it was barbecued pulled pork in the macaroni and cheese inside this bread cone with all kinds of awesome spices and things on around it, and some type of it was like a bacon jam on the top. Oh my gosh, it was insanely good.
That sounds phenomenal. All right, Ron, I want to ask you about something that's near and dear to this channel. So there are going to be a number of videos out there where people are going to talk about whether or not you should go to Epic Universe, and they're going to talk about the pros and the cons, and they'll go on and on, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours of video, not what we're going to do here. Ron, I got a question that I don't think other channels are going to ask. When it comes to the influencers, you were there with a number of people who their profession is to go around Disney parks and live stream. You were there with people who their job is to go home and edit those videos, and they put them out there for the world, and people watch them on YouTube, and they love them, and these are, big time followings and all of that, and we love them.
Yep.
But Ron, do they understand now? Do you think that we've reached the point now where everybody gets it that, and you tell me if I'm wrong about this, like I may have the wrong premise, but do you think we're at the point now where if you're not live streaming from Epic, you're not live streaming at the right park anymore? Because just me thinking out loud, this is going to be the primo place that people are like, please go back to Epic. I want to watch you walk around Epic. I don't care about Hollywood Studios anymore. I want you at Epic. Do you think that's what's going to happen to the influencer, to the live streaming community out there, and the people who watch, these ladies and gentlemen walk around parks and do what they want and all of that? Do you think that Epic is now the place they must be?
So to answer this question properly, this is a tough one. Look, the fact of the matter is, I know for a fact that there are already those who were very much Disney, who, and I don't want to say any names, you can watch them and you'll figure it out, who are so much more into Universal now. There's been a shift. We're still in the midst of that shift, I believe. Disney simply has not kept up. And hey, guys, I love the Disney parks, don't get me wrong, but I'm not loyal to a company simply because it has a name. I want what they give me to be what I want, for myself, for my family. If you're paying thousands of dollars for a vacation, you want to get the most out of the vacation. That brings me back. I'm going to interrupt my own self with the other part of that 5%. Disney does have something that I think is I don't know if it's a non-compete type of thing, but they have those dark water rides, and they have a lot of them. They have small world. They're all very much the same with different themes. There's pirates and small world and living with the land, which I love. And Universal doesn't seem to have a lot of those dark rides that are slow enough for like toddlers, like little kids to go on. Now they have a whole area of Isle of Burke that is nothing but a playground for little kids. So they have everything for little kids there. They just don't have a lot of the water rides. So I would love to see a couple more plotted out along Universal Orlando Resort sometime in the future. That would be
Ron,
great.
You're saying, Ron, if I understand you correctly, you're saying that if they had a Pirates of the Caribbean style water ride located in Nintendo World that was themed around Zelda and maybe was on the opposite side of Nintendo World from where Donkey Kong is, you're saying that would be good?
That would be amazing. I wouldn't be surprised if something like that is coming. Zelda is very represented in Nintendo World. There's a shop you walk into, you look up, there's stained glass. I think I got video of it. And there is, and I'm not that familiar with characters from Zelda, except I recognize, what they look like. And I'm like, whoa, wait a second. That's not just Mario. That's not just Donkey Kong. That's also Zelda here at this park. Huh. Interesting. I know nothing more about it other than that there's a representation there already. And I also happen to know that right on the other side of where the outside of the facades are for Donkey Kong and stuff, there's land right there. It's just it's interesting. I'm just saying that it's there. I can't say anything else because I don't know.
Interesting that. So Ron,
but
yeah, to the influencers. What's going to happen here?
I think a lot more people will be live streaming at Epic, and I think there's this interesting thing with some Disney people. There are Disney people that are I'm never going to look at Universal. I'm all Disney. I'm all in forever, and I swear they would follow the Disney parks off a cliff, but that's not everybody.
That's what's happening right now. That's a good way of saying what's happening.
It's the fact of the matter is, the moment I walked in, I'm like, as soon as I walked into Nintendo or Super Nintendo World, I'm like, I will always probably have the lowest level of Disney Pass because it's cheap, it's affordable. As long as I'm local, I can get in there. I want whatever highest level pass I can get for Epic when they offer annual passes there. I have a very high level pass for Universal already. I'm so excited about spending time. I can't. It's hard for me to put into words about how excited I am to start spending a lot more time at all of the Universal parks. So we're talking Volcano Bay and Islands of Adventure, Universal Studios Orlando, and Epic Universe. There is the wow factor of Epic Universe cannot be understated enough. It's so crazy. It's crazy.
Okay, so Ron, let me give you the final question of the day, and that is, one of my wonders is how in the world does Magic Kingdom compete now? Because this park makes Magic Kingdom feel antiquated. It makes Magic Kingdom feel very, very dated, like it's something out of the past now. And Epic is whatever theme parks should be. So the dirt track they're putting in for Rivers America, that's actually going to hurt the park, I think, not improve it. The Villains Land seems to me completely underwhelming in comparison to what we've seen from Epic. I mean, by the time they finish Villains Land for Magic Kingdom, Epic may have finished Zelda. So, Ron, what should Disney do? What is the response, in your opinion, that Disney might do to do they have to refurbish the entire Magic Kingdom to bring it up to the standard of Epic? What is the response they should have?
I would say personally the exact opposite of what they're trying to do, which is trying to make it into something like Epic Universe. Now, the Magic Kingdom is Walt Disney World's flagship park, and that's probably one of the most visited parks, if not the most visited park in the world, or has been in the past. I don't think that's going to happen anymore. I actually think that they should throw into the nostalgia of what the Magic Kingdom was and make it more of that. Keep Rivers of America, keep those nostalgic things that parents love to take their children to, that a grandparent and a parent and a grandchild, all the whole generations can be there together, and make front, like if it were up to me, I would immediately start plans to change Tiana's Bayou Adventure into Western River Expedition, which was something that was originally planned for the park. I would put maybe a different Tiana ride back in Fantasyland. I would go full throttle into what Disney used to be great at doing, which is making Disney. You know, it's how do you explain it? Don't put Cars Land, don't put Pixar, don't put the dirt thing in Frontierland. I would emphasize that if you want to put some type of I don't see a Villain's Land in Magic Kingdom. I don't think it's the right place for Villain's Land, because I think Magic Kingdom should be happy and joy and the hero and the princess and all of those types of things. I think that in a lot of ways, the things that they attempt to do to quote unquote improve Magic Kingdom are making it worse. Because it's becoming not the Magic Kingdom anymore. If I were Disney, I would throw all of the new, more sophisticated stuff into Epcot. Fix Epcot, because Epcot, they really broke Epcot. When you see what they did with water in Epic Universe and how opposite that is to Epcot, it's night and day, and you really do. You feel like you're sitting in a college quad when you go into Epcot now. It's so boring. It's so ridiculous. I don't think that's a great idea.
By the way, shout out to BioReconstruct on this video. It's actually, we'll get that quieted. Thank you to BioReconstruct for this video that shows, just what we're talking about when we talk about Epic Universe. So Ron, this is an amazing theme park. It's going to be a different world that Disney exists in. Bob Iger has said in the past that they anticipated this. They're prepared for this. Yeah, I'm not buying that either. Sorry about that. And there are apparently plans for expansion on the way, and there's land to do it. And before Disney even gets to the point that they expand, Epic Universe could be doing that. So this is going to be fascinating to watch. The theme park battle is over, I believe. I mean, I don't think, especially as long as the tariffs exist, and Trump is saying that they'll, the China tariffs may be resolved in 3 weeks. Who knows? We'll see. But, Disney is in a financially tough place to respond to this. Some people are saying fifth gate. I have a hard time seeing a fifth gate when they have like 5 rides at Animal Kingdom. They have like, 9 rides in Hollywood Studios, and they have parks that need desperate help. I don't know how you open a fifth gate, because people would just go to that fifth gate instead of going to gates 3 and 4. And like you said with Epcot, I mean, this is not a good place for them to be at all. So Epic is here. Universal Studios seems to have made a clear victory at this point, and now we just wait and see, will it be able to beat the Magic Kingdom, I think, in 2027? And the reason I think it'll beat it in attendance in 27 is because in 25 it can't. It just opened. So it's handicapped by the months that it was not operating. So Magic Kingdom has a 3 to 4 or 5 month advance for attendance. And in 2026, Universal said they're going to keep the capacity artificially low to ensure that while they're working on operations, nobody says, "Oh, I was in a 3-hour line. I hate Epic," and all that kind of stuff. They want it to be a well-oiled machine. And so, Ron, then 2027 is what I'm eyeing, and I think investors should as well. And I think, no financial advice being given here, ladies and gentlemen, but if Epic Universe becomes the #1 theme park in the world and takes away the crown from Magic Kingdom, which would then, by the way, cause people to bundle Universal vacation packages instead of Disney vacation packages, I think it would have a dramatic impact on Disney and everything Disney. So that's where we are. That's where it is. And folks, if you want to go experience something that brings tears to the eyes of Ron Bradley, a very tough guy, he doesn't even wince if he gets his toes stepped on. But by golly, Mario and that scenery and the idea of taking his son. And Ron, thank you for sharing that, folks. This is the kind of weekend where we're celebrating that sort of thing. It's the kind of weekend where you celebrate what a father and what a family member will do for you. And on this weekend, at least for Christians, they're considering that from the standpoint of the divine and taking care of humanity. All right, folks, we're going to wrap it there, but part 2 is on the way on Follow the Bradley's Fun. We're going to continue the conversation over there. Go check it out. Follow the Bradley's Fun, the YouTube channel. You need to subscribe and make sure that you're getting those latest vacation updates on time. Folks, as you get ready to go out the door, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on Epic and tell us whether or not you have your vacation already booked. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Oh no. Lawrence gonna be sad again. He's texted me last night about how bad the Odyssey's gonna be. That guy needs a pick-me-up.
Ah, Lawrence feeling down in the dumps again, huh? Sounds like he's feeling forlorn. Nice setup, Floral.
Wilton, don't you have a bridge to haunt or something? Leave Lorne alone. He's not even here to deal with your nonsense.
Well, 'cause he's all alone. There's no one there beside him. I bet he's just lamenting about his boring life. You know, he probably needs WDW Pro to give him some good news. Like that Jonas was fired.
You're a pest, you know that? Lorne's fine. He's probably just, like, nervous or something. He's not sulking or anything.
Sulking? Oh, actually, he's probably just languishing. Picture it. Lorne staring at the movie screen, lamenting that he has to be there. And then the film ends, and like a Christmas ornament that fell off a tree, he's shattered.
You're weird.
You know, I should troll the WDW Pro comments that Lorne's so down he's... Wait a minute. Lorne's so down, he's practically Lornescape art.
Yeah, and I'd be thrilled if you'd leave and do that. For a few hours. Actually, it'll help Pro in the algorithm by you leaving comments, or noise, or whatever, on all of Pro's videos.
Noise! I am a maestro of mirth. Lorne's my new canvas. Like a mom folding laundry. Oh, that one sucked.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go check out the next TPP article and get launched into the stratosphere of information. Nobody wants to be lonely. Everybody hurts sometimes.